Welcome everybody to Exvius Talk, episode 4. My name is Rudy, aka Lethality, accompanied here by Dan, aka PoundTown4Life, as many of you guys may know. He's a pretty well-known streamer in Brave Exvius. How you doing today, Dan?
I'm doing great. Hello, everybody. And unfortunately, due to some unforeseen circumstances, Nick, or as you guys know him as JRPG, will not be making the episode tonight. But however, the show must go on. All right, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah. So, couple things we want to start off with, particularly with one of the biggest things that we saw was the maintenance schedule is coming back to normal. I think last week was just kind of a big fix for something they probably saw they fucked up on pretty bad, and I think now, more than ever, I think it's back to normal, and we're going to be seeing maintenance back to its original scheduled date of Wednesday.
Yeah, and also I've noticed that even the times are kind of extended because usually maintenance starts at 1 a.m. my time. That's 1 a.m. Central Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, of course. But now the maintenance is actually going to start 11 p.m. my time. Okay, that's 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. So they're adding a little more stuff, a little more time. So hopefully that means good things. Okay, so no more lagging because oh my God, that was such an issue when not being able to log on. It was killing us. It was killing me.
Oh yeah, definitely. Moving on to one of the things that they announced earlier they announced it a while back, but they brought back this particular bundle. It's the summer sale, which consists of, I believe, a 50 energy, a what do you call it? One of those the magic keys. What else does that have?
One rare summoning ticket.
Yes, the one ticket.
One Phoenix down.
And one Phoenix down for a whopping 400 lapis.
And one metal cactuar. Remember, it's not even a metal gigantuar. Oh. This is a one metal cactuar.
Yeah, so 400 lapis, I think it's kind of a slap in the face considering the quite the amazing bundle we had. I think was it last week that we had for a couple days.
Yeah. With the 2 rare summoning tickets, I ate that up every day.
Oh yeah, yeah, just that alone, and I think that also cost. I think it was 400, wasn't it?
No, that was only 300 lapis for that.
300 lapis.
I mean, anyone who can do a little basic math, you can already tell. I mean, just factor in a daily, a free discount pull. 250. That's 250. That's the one rare summoning ticket. And this is 400. Like, I mean, maybe if this bundle, maybe it was 300, maybe it would be all right to get. But no, I'm sorry. You can already get 100 energy for 100 lapis.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what they're thinking.
So our recommendation for the week for that particular sale is that you don't fucking buy it. You just
don't do it.
You just don't do it. Don't do it. It's really not worth it at all. I don't know why Gumi did not think of updating it for the current state of the game. As of right now, I think if that would have been maybe double or even triple of what it gave you, no Phoenix Downs because come on,
fucking really?
I mean, it's very rare you're gonna use a Phoenix Down, very rare, and even then.
But I don't know, man. That metal cactuar fucking makes it worth it, baby.
Oh yeah, that 133 lapis valued cactuar, especially with this current King Mog event, it's definitely worth it, right? All right. Moving on to, we did want to have just a brief talk about the Fan Fiesta. It's coming. The registrations are open now. And whoops. Registrations are open now.
And this is for the New York City, United States Fan Festa that's going to be held on October 6th. All right, October 6th.
Yes.
Yeah.
The registrations are open. I believe it's going to be 500 people that are going to be allowed to enter. So the sooner you register, the sooner you can participate. It is going to be absolutely free for anybody who does decide to go and participate. There's gonna be a lot of awesome things to do there. If you do live in New York, it's probably a really fun thing for you to do if you truly enjoy the game.
Yeah, and also too, I mean, considering the last Fan Festa, they did a lot of announcements. They did a few giveaways as well. So we're going to be getting a few. I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting some giveaways. I believe there was some trivia, and however many people participated in it, we got a certain amount of. I forgot what it was. Was it lapis or was it tickets or something? I completely forgot.
We got
What was it?
lapis, we got some tickets, and we
Yeah.
got something else. It was we got I think it was a big package. Oh, and we got some I think awakening materials for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think we got a couple of I think it was 5 regular tickets and I think a guaranteed 4-star
Hell yeah, yeah.
ticket. Oh, it was now that I remember, it was 3. Jeez, it was 6 sets of something. Oh, Trustmoogles. That's what it was. It was
Trust,
six
yes,
5-star
that's right.
Trustmoogles.
That's right. And it
That's
was for everyone that was the one that for everyone that participated in that little game that they had at the Fan Festival. So hopefully they're gonna have something like that this time around in New York. So make sure if you guys are going, if you participate in everything they got, the more the better. That way we're gonna get rewarded in game as well. Okay,
yeah,
that's gonna be key. All right, so that's gonna be awesome. I
yeah,
can't wait for that.
yeah.
And
Me
also
neither.
too, they're also aren't they going to be revealing the next winners for
The
their little
contest, yes, the unit
contest?
design contest,
Yeah,
yes.
the unit design contest. So I'm actually excited to see what type of unit will be winning this time. I totally forgot the last one. So I hope they're at least making it to where there's different like classes of units, like like chainers, healers, supports, tanks. At least make it all types of free units that we can easily attain because I mean, Hiroki did say that these units are going to be free. We're not going to be pulling them using lapis. They're going to be free as far as we're going to be able to get them in game through some type of mechanic, either like raid orbs or something. I don't know how they're going to figure it out. Whatever they decide to do, it's going to be free. We just have to play.
Yeah, they might even do it similar to what they did for Kelsis, where they had those like shards just for logging
Yep.
in. You had to wait a month, but participating every day, you earned
Hmm.
yourself a free 5-star unit. And if you
Yeah.
participated every day, including the shards that you could get during the Mog event that went on the week after, or actually the month after, you were able to actually get a second one and still have enough to turn both of them into 6 stars.
Yeah. Heck yeah. I did it. Hope
Yeah,
y'all did it too.
yeah. So it's definitely going to be coming. We're definitely going to be seeing that unit probably not anytime soon because we know how long Gumi takes to make units, and hopefully they don't fuck it up like a specific unit we're going to be talking about later tonight.
Hmm.
But yeah, so moving on to our next topic, which is the return of the Dreadnought.
Oh yes.
For those of you that missed out back then, way back then, I think this was sometime, I want to say about maybe 8 months ago that this event banner came out.
Yeah.
Um, it was pretty fun. It was pretty easy exploration. The elite version was pretty difficult. I do remember that was when I actually pulled this was my second 5-star, which was Emperor.
Hmm.
Um, and I remember once I got Emperor, the event was a little bit easier. It wasn't terribly difficult, but it was pretty good. And it's good to see Gumi, like we talked about in the previous episodes, bringing back old events for newer players who weren't able to participate. And for those events, they did update the ones that didn't have the achievement system, which was introduced. I believe, late last year, to all the story and everything. It's an incentive for most of us to replay, us veterans who have been playing since day one, um, to replay all this old content, just even just for the achievements.
Mm. But I did want to touch base on a little warning to those who are going to be trying the elite for the very first time. Okay, I actually the last time it came around, I was complete noob. Right, it was super difficult, so I didn't even try elite. And I went ahead and did again this time around, the very first time. And you guys might have saw it. You guys might have seen me stream it. I blew through everything, got to the last boss, and I got wrecked because I thought it was going to be super duper easy. Do not take those bombs for granted. Just kill them one at a time, please, and then then wreck the boss because it's not a it's I mean it's still fairly easy, still fairly easy. Just do not take them for granted. They will kill you and one shot you if you don't finish them off.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's definitely it's not as easy as people might think. It might be pretty easy for whales, but even for whales, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know what you're jumping into, more than likely the mechanics will screw you over. Just wanted to touch base real quick on the rewards. The beginner exploration, if you complete it, you do get the free rare summoning ticket. In intermediate, you get the ruby breastplate, which gives you a defense of 36.
I don't really use it, but I like to look at it.
Yeah, it's there, the advanced exploration gives you the orichalcum. There we go.
Recalcum.
Which
I
gives
see
you
welcome.
yeah, well, yeah.
Recalcum.
It's 42 attack, but the key thing here is the Aquan Killer. Now,
Yes.
a lot of times it's good to sacrifice the extra 50, 60 plus attack for the materia bonus in some of these weapons when you're dual wielding with specific units. Most of the times those are a 50% bonus attack, and in the long run will pay off its dividends sacrificing that extra attack.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if so you can stack these aqua killers, which is great. But also to take into account, remember there is a cap on those stacks, and usually it's around 300%. You cannot stack higher than 300%. So keep that in mind when you're building up your gear and your team. And trying to stack these killers and abilities and elements, whatever it is. 300% usually is the cap.
Yeah. Moving on to the Pro reward, which is probably the most memorable for most of us, which is the Gigantax,
Yeah.
which gives you 76 attack, but its key stat is the 15% HP. Now, most of us slap this on our tanks, particularly on Cecil and on Warrior of Light, as they are, I believe, other than Wilhelm, the only two tanks that can use it. I believe White Knight Noel cannot wield an axe and therefore cannot use the Gigantax.
Yeah. So really great to get that HP increase. It's really important. HP over everything. That's all what I always say.
Yeah, most of the times HP comes before anything else. There are several times where defense and spirit come into play, but usually it's not the case. Moving on to the final reward, which is probably no surprise to most of you, the 10% Trustmoogle. Completing the exploration on Elite gives you the 10% bonus. So,
Yes.
especially with the most recent units and the upcoming banner, which we'll be talking about very soon, it will be very nice to stack these up for the upcoming event.
Oh yes, exactly. Make sure you guys are saving your Trustmoogles because you're gonna need them, and and you'll see why a little later on.
Yeah. Now, the other thing that was added on last week that we touched on briefly was the High Seraph challenge, which is the mini trial that was added on for the Tactics banner, which leaves to not tonight but tomorrow on Friday morning. It wasn't too bad. It was an interesting change of achievements. One of them in
Mhm.
particular, you have to survive for 11 turns, or not survive, but clear it after 11 turns,
Yep.
in order to get 10,000 mod currency for the tactics event.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And for those of you who hate counting, I hate counting too, especially when it's turns. Um, you'll know when it's the 11th turn when he summons his two X, and that's your key. And be like, okay, I can go ham on this guy. Okay, so just wait until he summons his two ads, and just wreck them. You can wreck. I wrecked the Grand Seraph Ultima first, and then I dealt with the ads. Really super easy. It was. I mean, I can see what they're trying to do, trying to make it a little easier for the newer players, so that they can also get the rewards as well. Because it did give us a 5% Trustmoogle for completing the quest. Not to mention False Saint, which I believe False Saint. Let's see, False Saint gives us 10% MP and 20% magic. Okay, so it's not the best, but you know what? Hey, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
Not to mention 15% wind resistance and um, the 10,000 white orbs, which is I think what they're really trying to do. So they're trying to make it accessible to the newer players that just started Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
Yeah. And then, of course, for completing it, regardless, you do get two 5-star Moogles, which is nice, considering it makes it a little easier to sort out the Moogles. Sometimes you don't really need the full 10, but you don't want to wait. So you don't want to waste that valuable percentages. So splitting it into two is it's pretty nice, just for completing it. So you do get the two 5-star Moogles as well. You can actually see the list of rewards right here. Oops. Um, and yeah, so moving on to the most awaited for banner, probably since Dark Veritas, of course. Now, this is a bit shocking that they sent these back to back, but of course, Gumi, lo and behold, did surprise us once again, and they released the Nier banner, which is coming on Friday.
Yes, I cannot wait for this Nier banner. The long-awaited Nier Automata, which, by the way, I haven't played the game, but I've been hearing a lot of people finally trying the game out, and I'm hearing a lot of great stuff about this game. So if you haven't tried it, I mean, I would suggest it, and I've never even played it before. So, but that's on my to-do list to play.
Yeah, definitely Nier is probably one of the best games out there right now. If you have not gotten a chance to play it, or you have bought it but haven't played it, put down all the games you've got and pick this up ASAP. Definitely, for me, it's probably going to be a Game of the Year contender, but we'll see. So yeah, so the name of the event is Destroy the Machine Lifeform. It is going to be a raid, so it's not going to be like anything else. It's going to be, just a typical, do as much damage as you can, and here's your reward, which is nice. It's something definitely, I believe they've been doing since the first raid, which was Bahamut, and hasn't changed since. So, even for newer players, if you don't have the greatest team, you can always go into Elite if you make it that far, and just go ham on it and just try your best at trying to complete the event.
I am curious though if they will had or add a hidden level like they did for the anniversary King Moogle raid. I think that was really cool to be able to add that. And I mean, I know a lot of people, a lot of players weren't able to actually complete it, but having that extra difficulty, I think, was really cool. Okay, instead of the like, oh, I'm gonna kill this in one turn deal. It was actually somewhat difficult and added for those who are in the super high level and end game, part of the Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. So
Yeah. So taking a closer look on the units, we're gonna move on here to particularly one of the most awaited for units, which is gonna be 2B. Probably one of the best weapons in the game, which is gonna be Light Covenant. It's gonna
yes, not to mention she's considered waifu to a lot of people out there.
Yes, very very waifu material.
Yeah.
uh, so she's gonna be a attack damage unit. She's probably gonna be one of the highest raw damage units. Um,
Yeah, I mean, look at her base attack. Her base attack with no buffs, no items, it's at sitting at 297, or excuse me, 299 or 79. Sorry, 279. That's pretty damn high. Okay, I think that might be the highest. I don't know anyone who's higher than that, and
I
that's base attack.
Yeah, I don't think any other unit actually reaches that far just
Yeah,
yet.
so it's gonna be ridiculous, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be really really good.
But I
Um,
mean, we'll see. I hope. I just hope when we start summoning these, I hope Gumi is really lenient as far as the um, the chance to pull, because lately, I mean, it's hit or miss, and it seems like there's always two or three banners where it's hard to pull any of the banner units, and you have to pull that excessive amount, and then there's one or two banners which it's like pretty easy to get. So we're gonna. I hope it's not too difficult, because everyone's gonna be gunning for this 2B.
oh yeah, everybody's gonna be gunning for her, and I think one of the things we wanted to touch base on was the fact of the recent overflooding of the double 5-star banner units.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing it for the last 3 or 4 banners now, starting with Lunith and Dark Knight Cecil a couple of weeks back. It continued on with Ramza and Delita, and then
Mm-hmm.
most recently the Flame and Dark Veritas.
Yeah.
So once again, I mean, we were expecting a second 5-star. I mean, I kind of saw this coming, just because of the global exclusive unit. But I think Gumi either needs to bring those enhancements of the 3% rainbow pull as opposed to just the 1% that we've had. Rumor has it that it's probably going to be coming in the coming months, which would be around the same time that they release that quality of life feature. Um, so hopefully it's going to come soon. Unfortunately, not soon enough for this banner. So most of us are going to have to suck it up and stick it out and hope for the best on trying to get 2B or A2. I mean, a lot of us want 2B, but A2 is not a bad unit either, which we'll touch on in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
But the Trustmaster reward again is a katana of 130 attack. It is, I believe, the highest katana out there right now, and it does give you the bonus 20% MP. Her featured abilities are dual wield, which we have not seen an innate dual wielder in a long time. I think the last one was Lunith.
Yes.
So we're talking about good
I
eight
mean,
or nine months.
yeah, there's a few of them, but they're usually restricted to a certain class of weapon. This is just any one-hander, which is going to be great.
Yeah. So the second one is avoid. So she can dodge 2 physical attacks, and with countering, she has a chance to, or when receiving a physical attack, she can enable a avoid attack for 1 turn. And she does have the self-destruct, which consumes her HP and deals damage for 3 turns to all enemies, which is going to be nice.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of shocked that they don't add the other really good feature abilities that she has, where you cast the auto revive and then it unlocks those really super special moves. I'm really shocked that they don't have this in the featured abilities. But it's something to look forward to.
Yeah. Moving on to our next unit, which is the other 5-star base, A2.
Mm.
Now, she is a global exclusive, so it's definitely going to be nice. I'm going to have you, Dan, let us walk us through A2.
Yeah. Okay. And so it seems like this character is going to be an attack-based character, but do take it in mind, take note that the attack on her is not high at all. Actually, I mean, I honestly think it's probably one of the lowest attacks on an attack-based character. Base attack max level, it's 153, so it's 153 attack. Not too high, not really impressive. But then again, you know what? Looking back on Gumi's track record with global exclusive, they've actually been really, really good. Think about it. We've had Roberta, which is actually everyone thought she wasn't going to be good. She's actually pretty damn good. Look at Zargabat. Zargabat. Everyone talked trash about Zargabat, but look, he is amazing. I still want to get my hands on a Zargabat. So do not, just because yes, her attack is low, she is a global exclusive unit. So look out for that. If you do end up pulling her, don't think like, oh, I've got a piece of trash garbage unit. Do not think that at all. Okay. Looking at her Trustmaster reward, her Trustmaster is called Beast Lord, gives us 125 attack, also to plus 20% defense. Enables Beast Roar, which deals damage to all enemies. Okay. Not too sure how I feel about this Trustmaster, only because there's better. It is a great sword, a large sword. There's better large swords out there. It really is going to depend on the Beast Roar ability. Okay, since it's a global exclusive unit, I don't know the actual percentages, the modifiers it's going to have to that skill. It may be like ridiculously strong. So, and of course, thinking Yumi, they have to make this unit OP in a way. So, if the unit itself is not OP, we never know. This Beast Roar may be OP, and we'll I guess we'll see that when the unit comes out fairly soon. All right. Featured abilities on A2, she's going to have dual wield as well, which is going to be great. So not only 2B, but A2 will also have dual wield, and that's any type of one-handed weapon. She's going to have that void counter attack as well. Adds chance to cast Mirage and counter attack when receiving physical attack. And then also she's going to have offensive heal combo, which deals physical damage and drain HP from one enemy. So, I guess she could possibly be one of those carry units for the earlier trials. For Gilgamesh, possibly Dark Housekeepers. We'll see. Maybe just because of this offensive heal, which you can apparently do. It's hopefully do a significant amount of damage, while at the same time stealing that HP from the enemy. Okay, so all in all, I'm excited to see her and see what she's capable of, and also seeing what this TMR is all about. So hopefully, I have a good feeling.
Yeah, I think she's. Go ahead.
Nope, go for it.
Yeah, I think she's going to be a great global exclusive. It's nice to see at least one of the global exclusive units are pretty good. It's great that she's also going to have an innate dual wield, so that's 2 on the banner. So if you happen to pull one or the other, that's still great to have.
And not to mention, let me add this too, Rudy. Not to mention, look at her sprite. You guys think 2B is waifu? Oh my god, A2 is my fucking waifu. She looks damn sexy. Okay, I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to 9S, which is the other unit that a lot of people are looking forward to pull. He's going to be the first 4-star base that we talk about. He will reach 6-star as well. He is also going to be centered on attack as the main stat for him. His TMR is Pod 153, which gives you 8 defense and spirit and enables 4 abilities, which are Repair, Scanner, P-Shield, and Mirage, of which Repair regenerates HP for all allies over time. Then we've got boost drop rate of items from enemies from Scanner. P-Shield provides reduced physical damage taken for all allies for 2 turns. So I don't know what the modifier is for P-Shield. I believe it was 25% from what I read, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And Mirage deals damage to all enemies. I believe that is an 8-hit attack for the unit from the skill, actually. his featured abilities are Purge, Attack and Defense, which reduce the attack and defense for one enemy, and Purge Magic and Spirit, which is, of course, for Magic and Spirit, and Spread Shield, which reduces damage taken for all allies for 3 turns. Now, that's a built-in damage reducer, which is not the same as the TMR, but I don't know if they actually stack. Do you happen to know, Dan?
Which skill is this?
For P Shield and for Spread Shield.
For the P Shield and Spread Shield. You know what? I don't know, but let me look up. So the Spread Shield, okay, it's damage mitigation 30% for 3 turns to all allies. So the damage, damage mitigation covers both attack and
Magic.
and magic, correct? So it really would depend on what the other one, does. If it's everything as well, all damage, then most likely it won't stack. But if only does physical or only magic, then yes, that will stack, which is going to be good, and which is going to be really important for other TMs that we do have and other future TMs, because you can stack those medications.
Yeah, and actually it is a 40% damage reduction on physical damage from the TMR. So now we know. So it will stack, I believe, with the other one, but it'll only cover the defensive portion or the attack portion of it. Another notable skill, which is not in the list here noted by Gumi, is Self-Destruct, which deals a physical damage of almost 10% of a modifier of 10 for 99% damage from HP sacrifice. So it literally leaves them with 1% health. It's probably going to be a very, very good attack for clearing large units or large monster waves, and having hopefully a Tillith who can fully heal him. It'll work similar to Dark Knight Cecil's Soul Eater, which consumes his HP to deal damage to the enemy.
Also, too, I wanted to point out, a lot of people like to use Word Light for his breaks. His breaks are at 45%. Now, with 9S, he has Purged Magic Spirit and also Purged Attack Defense. Now these modifiers are set to 50%, so that's pretty damn good. Decreasing Magic and Spirit by 50% for 3 turns, and or decreasing attack and defense for 50% for 3 turns, it's going to be great. I'm definitely going to use her as a breaker as well.
Yeah. So, moving on to our next unit, which is Adam. He's the only unit that you can pull from the actual raid, from trading in the raid tokens. His TMR is Vengeful Wrath, which boosts your HP by 20%, and also attack boosts with HP drops below. I believe it's 30% is the threshold.
You're talking about Eve, correct?
For Adam. No, for Adam. For his TMR.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes, they have very similar TMRs, except they cover different stats for overall. Machine Killer, which is going to be one of the very important materials on some of these units, which increases the physical damage against machine monsters. Bullet Wave, which reduces the damage you receive or Adam receives for 1 turn, and then deals damage the following turn to all enemies. I believe the modifier is based on how much damage he deals, plus an X amount of damage. And then Cube Explosion, which damages and reduces the defense for all enemies, and changes damage cut to Cube Explosion on the next turn.
Yeah. He fucking sounds amazing to me.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a lot better than his counterpart, which
Hmm.
is Eve, which
Hmm.
has very similar statistics to him. Although, for him being the other global exclusive unit, he's quite the underwhelming unit overall. His TMR is Resentment, which boosts HP by 20%, and defense when HP below a certain point. Now, a lot of people are criticizing this TMR, considering it's a materia that boosts, such an amount. For being a global exclusive, a lot of people were expecting something a little bit better. I think
Hmm.
it's a decent materia for those of you who didn't pull Razzler. Um, in the long run, I think it'll be better just to
Hmm.
have him. If you don't happen to have several Razzlers laying around for this banner, or
Hmm.
even for new players who are just coming to the game who happen to pull Eve, it'll be a great material for them as a starter. I think a lot of people criticize a lot of these TMRs when they come out because of comparisons to previous units or anything like that. I think
Hmm.
that's a big issue with a lot of people who consider it a really shitty TMR. But if they think about it and say, hey, I'm a new player. I wasn't around for Razzler a month or so ago, but now I'm here for Nier, and I'm starting to play this game, and I pull him. This TMR will take you places because you don't have a chance at Razzler. I mean, you can pull him because he's in the main pool,
Hmm.
but I think Eve overall, as it is going to be a solid unit, it's just not necessarily going to be the best with the TMR or just in general. I think he's going to be replaced by several units, but for now, I think if you happen to pull him as a new player, I think it's going to be a great unit to have. His featured abilities are Roundhouse Kick, which deals physical damage to one enemy, Pillar of Light, which deals physical damage to one enemy as well, and Gather Machine Scraps, which reduces the damage taken by Eve and regenerates HP for him for 3 turns. It not the greatest, again, not the most notable skills for him,
Hmm.
but I think for a global exclusive, a lot of people were criticizing him as just not being the greatest unit available.
Yeah, and the one thing too that they don't realize is that this is not his full skill set. He's going to have a lot more skills and abilities and possibly even magic. We'll see. So we just have to wait and see. I mean, don't like I always say, don't frown on these on the global exclusives because look at Gumi's track records. They've all been pretty decent so far. So just look forward to this one.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have too much more information on him. Um,
Hmm.
they officially release all the information once the banner or once the units are out. So until then, we won't know much else about Eve. Hopefully, his overall statistics are going to be good. If Adam's TMR is anything to go by, the bonus that he gets from his HP boost or his attack boost is 110%. So hopefully, going back to Eve, it'll be the same defense stat boost of 110%.
Yeah, and going back to Adam, man, I'm looking at his list of abilities. So at 6 star, level 94, he gets this ability called Raw Feelings. Raw Feelings is increases attack, defense, magic, and spirit for 3 turns when his HP drops below 5%, and the percentage on that 150%. Can you believe that? 150% increase on attack, defense, magic, and spirit for 3 turns. It's going to be a little hard to be able to get him down to that, but imagine when you do. I'm actually excited to see what he's capable of when you get this proc. Like that's ridiculous right there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are probably going to be using self gravity on
Yeah.
him. It's going to be a great skill to use to try and trigger a lot of these TMRs, most notably the Veritas TMRs, which all trigger at 30%. He also does have another skill called Server Network, which also increases his defense and spirit by 80% when he drops below 30% HP. So definitely going to be a very good support unit to try and just stay alive and kind of just be the. I think he's going to be more of like a absorber of damage and then just release all kinds of hell.
Yeah.
Once he drops real low, bring him back up to full health and just annihilate whatever you've got in front of you.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to see how this works out, how he pans out. So we'll see.
Yeah. Moving on to the final unit, which is 21O.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she's the only unit that the 3-star base that only reaches 5. She's not the greatest unit. I mean, as just about any 3-star base is. Most of the time, they're just useful for their TMR. However, there are some exceptions like Cecil or X Death at the time when he was first released. Definitely a great unit, especially once he got his 6-star. But her TMR is Mechanical Heart, which is boosting HP and Spirit by 15%, and a chance of restoring your own HP when receiving magic or physical damage.
Yeah, this is gonna make her awesome. If you don't care about the unit, make sure you get this TMR. Put this on your team, please, because remember, especially if you have like Warrior of Light, who only his procs only on physical damage. You put this bad boy on him, because this procs on magical attacks as well. He's gonna be regenerating HP like crazy. Okay, it's gonna be ridiculous. Make sure you have at least one of these on your tank. Oh my god, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Um, her featured abilities are going to be Support 1, which increases the attack and magic of an ally. Its counterpart is going to be Support 1 Defense and Spirit, which is going to be also, but it's going to be for Defense and Spirit for one ally. And A100 Decoy, which you cast dodge for one physical attack and deal damage to all allies or enemies on the next turn. Similar to the other skill about tanking and just receiving or retaliating, which I believe was Adam. And I think she's going to be an okay unit for new players. It's probably not going to be a very notable unit for most of us veteran players. Similar to Timothy from the last banner, from the Veritas banner, the TMR is going to be great. The unit, not so much. Overall, I think this banner is going to be really, really good. I think we just have to wait and see on Eve and A2 of their overall skills. Of course, 2B and 9S are going to be the most sought out for units in this banner, but they're definitely not going to be the only great units.
Oh yeah, I'm excited all around. I want them all. I'm gonna have a Pokemon moment.
Yeah, so overall, like I said, this banner is going to be good. I think a lot of us have been waiting for this banner. Of course, a lot of us got blindsided with the Veritas banner last week. None of us really saw that coming at all.
Yeah.
A lot of us were saving up for the Nier banner, and after we got the Veritas banner, a lot of us were skeptical about the Nier banner even coming anytime soon.
Yeah, I honestly think that they're going to give us a little break in between, especially those, because I know there's a lot of people that pulled really hard on Dark Veritas just to get him, and a lot of people were actually disappointed. And they were thousands, over $1,000 in, and I thought they were going to give us that break to kind of recharge our pockets before we get into Nier, but we're going to see how this goes for them. Hopefully, I mean, honestly, I don't think it was a business standpoint. I don't think it was a smart thing. They should have spaced it out a little bit, at least threw in another throwaway in between before releasing the Nier banner. But I don't work for Gumi.
Yeah, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll a lot of us, again, like you said, we weren't expecting this banner anytime soon after we got the Veritas banner, because it was such a sought out for banner. But it gives us about a week or so. I'd probably wait if you guys are trying to save up for any other banners like Onion Knight, who is rumored to be coming fairly soon. If we're
following that one,
if we're following the JP schedule at all, that'll probably be coming up within the next couple months. And yeah, so overall, I think we've got a lot of good things coming along. Lots of good content coming up. The raid is obviously going to be good, by the looks of the banner, it's gonna look like we're not gonna have the same mishap we did for the King Mog event with the bullshit rewards of the mini cactars and the mini gill snappers. It
Yeah.
was really unwelcome. Just really unwelcome. Nobody really wanted any of that. It was
Yeah.
all shenanigans, and even the small mega sites. I know a lot of people are gonna want the larger ones, but the fact that they even added mega sites, it's the first time we've seen mega sites in any kind of form of reward in a long time since the crystals for the skill awakening came around. So
Yeah.
a lot of you new players were wondering, hey, how do I get more mega site? How do I get this? How do I get that? This is your chance. If you have started to play and you've made your way through a good portion of the story, and I'm sure you've gotten your Siren, maybe your Ifrits, Carbuncle, Odin, any of those, now would be the time to really, really invest your time and energy. Not theoretically, not literally speaking, because you will get your own orbs every hour. You'll start off with 5 as soon as the banner launches, and you'll get 1 every hour. It will also refill when you reach a new level cap. So a lot of new players are going to have to take advantage of that, because every time you reach a new level, you are going to get another set of orbs to replay the banner or
The raid.
the raid. Yeah. So
Yeah, and not to mention, man, like doing the raid gives you a significant amount of experience. So I remember when I was lower rank, this was these banners, these raids were how I leveled because I was using my energy, then using my orbs, and it was like double dipping in experience. It was great. I was ranking up left and right. So take advantage of that. Definitely take advantage of that. Me personally, I'm gonna be losing a lot of sleep because I will be taking advantage and making sure those orbs are always on cooldown. Okay, and you don't have to do what I do, but what I usually do on these raids, especially since we're going to be getting those mega sites, I'm once I go to sleep, I'm setting my alarm for about 4 or 5 hours, waking up, doing my orbs, and going back to sleep. All right, you don't have to do that, but if you really want to make sure you're taking into account and you're just making sure you never get on cooldown, because that's the worst thing to do is letting on cooldown sit there like and not use your orbs. Use your orbs, get more raid points, more summons, more cactuars and mega sites, more everything, more better. All right.
yeah, lots and lots of more better. Definitely going to be really, really good again. It's going to be a great banner to pull on. The raid is going to be probably not crazy difficult. I know a lot of people are going to be releasing information on it. So hopefully it will be really easily accessible for everybody.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll be around too. We'll show you how to do it. See if there's any tricks and tips on it. When it comes out, and we'll definitely help you guys out. Especially if you guys need friends like a friend unit carry, we can definitely help you. Hopefully, be able to. We'll see. And we'll see you in a few days.
Yeah. There's going to be some exclusive equipment that you're going to be able to craft, particularly the Dark Covenant, which is going to be a 105 katana. Unfortunately, I did not grab any pictures for you guys, as they are not available yet. But the Dark Covenant is going to give you 105 attack. It'll also give you a full boost of all your stats once you drop below a certain percentage of health. The Ancient Overlord, which is just a regular sword, which has a 62 attack and a critical boost increase. Now, it's got 2 of them. It's got an activatable one, which will probably trigger just based on attacking, and the other one, I believe, is just an additional modifier for it. The last one is Emil's Head, which is going to be a helm, which 30 attack and 15% magic. Now, it's about time we saw a little bit of love for some mages. We haven't really seen them kind of shine. We did see a little bit of Emperor kind of shining during the most recent trial that was added, the robot trial. I believe most of these units have Machine Killer as innate abilities, which I think is going to be great. For those of
Mm.
you who haven't beaten the Aeon trial, if you happen to pull any of these units, particularly the 4 and 5 stars that we mentioned were really good, A2, 2B, 9S, Atom, it's going to be great to have those units for the additional damage.
Yeah. Even those of us who have to go back and miss like one or two of the rewards, which I'm going to be doing, I'm definitely going to go back with a few of these units just to make the fight a little easier for us. Okay, especially oh my god, especially 2B. If I get a 2B, imagine auto raise on 2B, and then she comes back and fucking does some ridiculous damage. Oh my god, it's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah. So overall, again, it's going to be good. One more thing we wanted to talk about before we kind of wind things down is a new trial that's going to be coming out, which is Marlboro. We don't know when he's coming just yet. I believe he is still being developed for the global community. He is going to be a plant and demon type trial, similar
Mm.
to I believe what was the plant trial? Not echidna, but
Oh, not enchilada.
no,
I call her enchilada.
no, not enchilada. What's her name?
Which one are you talking about? Talking
The
about Dark
ivy,
Espers?
ivy. No, 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 the ivy. The plant. Oh man,
Oh, you're talking about the attack on Antinola?
Antonella. There we go.
Antinola, that one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
one.
one. Yeah, that with the freaking vines, that shit was annoying.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting trial, to say the least. At the time of her release, I think she was pretty difficult
Yeah.
because of you had to kill everything in a specific order. So,
Yes.
not doing it in the correct order, you would get annihilated quickly.
I don't know if you have any info on the Marlboro trial. The only thing I've heard is that you better be prepared with status resistances. Okay, so ribbons are going to be good, or even if you have an Ilias, Ilias can protect you from all status ailments, which is great. I don't know if there's any other uh, unit out there that can cover all status elements. I don't think so. I think Ilias is really the only one. Everyone else is all always I think single status elements. So either cover your butt with ribbons or discernments or something like that, and or bring an Ilias. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Now, we were going to talk about the enhancements for the units, but we're going to save that for next week. I know that Randy, Papoy, Soleil, and a bunch of other units are going to be getting their enhancements. I would assume they're going to be the same enhancements that JP received, but we're going to be more in depth with them once they release the full details on them for global. Just for just for the sake of the chance that it's not the case.
Yeah, I'd rather give them the correct info
Yeah,
than info early. You know.
yeah. So on that note, one last thing. Don't forget to take going back to the Marlboro trial. A lot of units do have the ability to innately resist a lot of ailments, particularly like Lunith, I believe, is one of those units who can resist just about any ailment. Tillith can resist just about everything. I believe she also has a resistance, but it's not a 100% resistance like it is for Ilias, like Dan was mentioning. So, definitely something we want to look into in the coming weeks when we get more details on the new trial.
Yeah. Also, too, before we end things off, I wanted to backtrack a little bit, and touch base a little on why 9S is so important. I totally forgot to touch base on this, and 9S is really important. Yeah, because her trust master is great, and people don't realize what that means. Because remember, you're going to be able to get all those enables those one, two, three, four special abilities. Okay, and it's really one special ability that you want because throwing it on any unit can automatically make that unit a chainer, which is going to be so important for trials, especially later on when we can only bring our units, and there's going to be future trials where you can't use duplicates. So having this accessory, which is the Pod 153, having multiple of them can automatically make those two characters, it doesn't matter if they're a tank or support, they are now chainers because they can now use that same skill. You can use them to chain and just make sure there's a finisher in that party, and automatically there you go, bang bang boom. You don't need two of the exact same units. They will make sure they will time perfectly, chain, and you'll do some really really good damage. So getting that pod 53 from 9S is going to be super important just for those future trials. And remember, all these units are time limited, so get them now before we cannot get them later. All right.
Yeah. So on that note, just one last thing, going back to why Gumi has been releasing double 5-star base on a single banner. Hopefully, like we were mentioning before, they do bring that 3% rainbow chance to global. It's been out on JP for a good amount of time now, but hopefully we will be seeing that soon, because the current influx with just banners having tons of units, like the Ramza and Delita banner, which I think had 8 units available, I think was kind of overkill, especially since most of them weren't the best. But I think hopefully Gumi won't let us down, and I think they'll be cleaning up their act fairly soon. And yeah, so that's it from me. I don't know if you have any final thoughts, Dan.
Final thoughts? Fucking give me them rainbows, baby. That's all I ask for.
Yeah.
Fucking be good to Pound Town. Be good to Lethality. And anyone else watching, man, fucking please, 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 we are your loyal fans. Help a brother out. That's all I gotta say.
Help us all out, Gumi. Help us all out. RNGesus, we love you.
RNGesus, yes.
RNGesus was pretty good too, man. The other night I saw you pull Dark Veritas off the daily.
Off a daily, baby. It was my comeback stream because I was on vacation. I had family over. Bam, Dark Veritas, very first fucking pull, dude. It was great. It was great.
I think that's what we need to do, guys. I think we just need to take a week off of the game and just come back, boom, free Dark Veritas waiting for you as soon as you log in.
Well, not only that, because you got to remember too. You see this right here? This is my new rainbow fucking mod. This is an Alien Smock rainbow version. I bought it because you know what? I need luck pulling rainbows. Bought this bitch, first stream back, bam, Dark Veritas. So you know what? Fucking, it's working. It's working. I hope it doesn't fail me though. When Nier comes, so we'll see in a few days. You guys will see it. Good luck to everyone else who's going to be pulling. Make sure you guys pulling as much as you can. Just make sure you don't go broke.
yeah. Pull. Pull with precaution. Don't go too crazy, guys. I know some of you are debating like, hey, let's drop tons of money. Just pull as you can. Don't pull because you want to.
Pull responsibly.
Pull responsibly. Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, guys, so this has been Exvius Talk, Episode 4. Again, JRPG will be joining us next week, but for today, we did have our special guest, PoundTown4Life. Don't forget to follow him on Twitch. His information is down below. You can see him at twitch.tv/PoundTown4Life, or you can follow him on Twitter, which is, I believe, at the same thing, twitter.com/PoundTown4Life. You can follow me on Twitch as well at above information, although it's a 7, not a T, but at Lethality, and same thing on Twitter, twitter.com/Lethality with a 7. Again, thank you guys very much for your support. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll be posting this probably about an hour or so once we upload this, and again, any and all feedback that you guys can give us is great. We greatly appreciate all the support. Thank you, Dan, for stopping by and joining in tonight. I appreciate it. I know Nick appreciates it as well. And again, guys, thank you so much for your support. We wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys just constantly coming into the stream, saying hello, and just hanging out with us. So again, thank you guys very much, and we'll see you guys next week.